I'm Scott Porter, founder of San Diablo Artisan Churros, and in this video, I'm going to tell you the crazy background story about how everything got started for me in the churro business and how San Diablo Churros was born. Since 2016, we've been making the highest quality artisanal churros on the market on our mission to fill lives with happiness one churro at a time. We've literally made millions of fresh churros at over 8,000 events and with 35,000 churro making kits sold worldwide. And now we've introduced an entire line of frozen churros and itty bitty churro snacks for both retail, grocery, and restaurants, sporting venues, and theme parks. You can find us at Super Targets, Associated Food Stores, and Harmon's, and more to come. Now everyone, anytime, can have the highest quality churros on demand and live your best churro lives. So it's just like a bit of a crazy story that's had a long time in its origin. So I've always loved Mexican food. I think maybe there was just like this allusion to that. We rescued a couple of these stray cats when I was a kid and convinced my parents to have them, and obviously named our cats Taco and Burrito. And so I think like maybe that was just a little bit of a foreshadowing of my how important Mexican food was going to be in my life. And I think everything was really accelerated when I was a volunteer missionary in the northeastern part of Mexico in my early adulthood, right in the middle of my college career. And I lived there for 2 years in the Tampico area, northeastern Mexico, and just became completely immersed in the culture, the people, the food, the language, and the food. And it was just for me, obviously I think that Mexican food's like the best food on the planet, and I feel so lucky that I got to live in Mexico for 2 years in such a concentrated and focused time where we were visiting people in their homes and they were cooking for us and we were talking about God and messages, and it was just such a beautiful time. That what I found with Mexican food and how it really becomes a beautiful showcase of how the Mexican people and how the Mexican culture is. It's very outward facing. It's very giving, loving, warm. And when we would get invited into people's homes as perfect strangers, and they're like, this whole idea of like mi casa es tu casa was a very real way of life and a real like ethos that governed how they lived and how they interacted with other humans. And so that was something that really moved me. And so food was a very natural way for them to show this love. And so I was welcome recipient of this love. It was such I just fell in love with the people, the food, the culture, and the language, and thought that, if there's something that I can do eventually in my life to give back to the people and honor the way that they have transformed my life and helped me view life in a different way, that it is all about the interaction that you have with others and how much you love other people and show that love to them. And food was a very real way and a very tangible way to be able to do that. And so, I've been on this, ever since then, this search for the perfect taco. And in my search for the perfect taco and in my obsession with Mexico and all things Mexican, I wanted to do an internship in Mexico City as an undergrad after I had served a voluntary mission. And so I did. I lived in Mexico City, and that's where everything that I'm involved in now really got its beginnings. It was a catalyst for so many important things in my life during that short 4-month stint of living in the craziest, most amazing city in the world. If you're enjoying this video, then please give it a like and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos of this churro adventure with San Diablo Artisan Churros. So, during my time in Mexico City, I met an amazing friend. Her name is Andy, and she became like my Mexican culture and food guru that we would meet up every weekend and we just hit the city, and she would take me to all of the best food everywhere. Best restaurants, best street food, heavy emphasis on the street food. I'll never forget the first time that we went to this really magical part of the city. It's called Coyoacan. It's down in the southern part of the city where Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera used to live and hang out. And it really is this like street food paradise of the city. There's street corn, ice cream, tacos, everything you can imagine, including fresh filled churros. And this is where I had my first fresh filled churros ever. And I've never been the same since. I'm like, how they were ridiculous. They're made in the moment, and they were filled with dulce, or like cajeta, Nutella, sweetened condensed milk. I try these, I'm like, oh my gosh, these are so amazing. Why do we have such lame churros back home? Why? Like, we deserve better. Especially, and so I was like, my eyes were open to how good churros could be. And I thought, man, it would be irresponsible not to bring something this delicious back home. And so it was this idea that was planted in the back of my head at that time. You know how when you travel, you eat really delicious food and you think, man, why can't we eat like this back home? So that was the idea that was planted years ago. Fast forward, multiple careers later in everything from nursing homes to airlines. And then obviously churros would make a natural career trajectory. I launched San Diablo Artisan Churros on this mission to bring in all of these elements of Mexican culture and food that had so dramatically impacted my life, and now share them on this mission to just fill lives with happiness, one churro at a time. And so for me, that became I was on a mission, obsessed, and let's bring the world the absolute best churros, the highest quality artisanal filled churros that we can. And since then, we've branched out into all different things like frozen churros that you can fill or not fill, and now itty bitty churro snacks that you can have at any moment when you need that churro fix or just an irresistible snack. But it's all part of this big picture vision and mission of bringing happiness to the world, just one churro at a time. And really part of that too is that churros are such an emotionally charged food for us. We have they already are hypercharged with lots of happiness. I kind of think of it like, we talk about nutrient dense food. I think churros are a happiness dense food, maybe the happiest dense food that we have out there. We have really strong, powerful, happy memories associated with churros. When we were at Disneyland with our family when we were little kids, at the fair with grandma and grandpa, on our honeymoon, on your honeymoon in Mexico, or study abroad in Madrid, or on vacation in Buenos Aires. Wherever you were, there's like the smell of churros like takes you over, and you're like, I didn't know I needed churros, but I definitely need churros right now, because there's something really powerful about that like sweet little treat that you need, and it takes you instantly back to those amazing memories. So now we want to harness and tap into those memories, but help you create new memories, new churro memories at home. Whether you're making them with our kit, obviously with our take and bake churros that are available already made, artisanal quality, highest quality premium churros that all you do is air fry in just 5 minutes. You have fresh filled churros that you can dress yourself with our special cinnamon sugar. And now our snacks that are available anywhere, and you can have without any preparation at all. And so It's kind of all part of our big churro family that we hope to help fill more and more lives with happiness, one churro at a time. So when it came time to name my new churro business, I wanted to have a nod to the origins where it all came to pass for me. So I decided to name it San Diablo in Spanish, which means Saint Devil, Holy Devil, heaven sent, wicked good. That's exactly what our churros are. And it was a hat tip to the origin of where this all happened for me. So that's the background story of San Diablo Artisan Churros and how my obsession with insanely good Mexican food started this churro revolution.